Hello, I am Jess Kelly, Newstalk's technology correspondent and host of Tech Talk every Sunday at 6 and podcast first Friday at noon. I'm here to answer some of your questions, so if you do have any tech-related questions or if you're looking for a recommendation, you can comment below. But while you get those questions in, I want to tell you about a new device that I've been playing with. This is the Samsung Galaxy Watch Active, or Active Watch Active, I think it is, and it is the new wearable from Samsung, and I'm a huge fan. As you can see, it's got like quite a small, neat little face. And I don't know if you can see, but my screensaver is a photograph that I took on my phone of my niece and my nephew. So you can customize it whatever way you want. You can have a traditional watch-looking watch face. You can have a picture. You can have it so that your step count is visible. And it pairs to any phone via Bluetooth. So I've had it paired to the Samsung Galaxy S10, but also the Huawei P30 Pro. Any device that has Bluetooth, you just download the Samsung wearable app, pair it, and off you go. I have been so impressed. So again, I'm not sure if it comes up, but you can see it. There's all apps on it like you'd have on a smartphone. There's my stress check, my sleep, my heart rate, alarms, how much I've walked, which is embarrassing, so I won't show you that. But all of those stats are visible. Again, you can fully customize it to do whatever it is you want to do. There's a notification center as well, so when I get a WhatsApp message, or you can set it for email notifications and so on, you can read all of those on the screen. And given the clarity, I mean, it is as clear as a smartphone screen, and it's as easy to interact with as a smartphone. But you can reply to messages, which is very handy. It means you don't have to pull your phone out the entire time. The only issue I found with it is the battery life is just not great. And it kills me to say that, because of all the wearables that I've tried, it's the most comfortable. So I wear it, in bed, and I wear it when I'm in the shower, I wear it when I'm in work and so on. And you kind of forget that you're wearing it, which is what you want. But I'm charging it every kind of 2-ish days, which isn't ideal. But I do think that's a compromise you make when you are utilising it as if it's a phone. So overall, I've been a big fan. We did a rundown on different wearables on Tech Talk last week with Ash O'Reilly, who reviewed 3 different ones. She was talking about some Fitbits and a Samsung device. I think a Garmin was in there as well. But she was talking about them from a sports point of view. So she does a lot of training sessions and so on. So if you want to hear that, you can go to newstalk.com and find the Tech Talk podcast, or wherever you get your podcasts from. So yeah, that's that. As I said, I've been pretty impressed by it so far. But yeah, so we're going to get to some questions now. And Nessa?
So the first one comes in. So, hi Jess, I'm looking for a smartphone for seniors. My dad has a Doro, but uses the net to book all his holidays. He's 74 and it's for Father's Day.
Okay, so the Doro phones are most popular with the seniors because they have large buttons and a big clear screen. Some of them, I'm pretty sure Vodafone have an exclusive partnership with them for some of their newer devices. So they are smartphones and they would have internet access. I would also look at some of the new Nokia phones. I can't remember, I think it's the Nokia 1. That is a very basic Android phone, has big buttons, but you can still get on, you can download apps, so you could get Expedia or whatever it is for booking your holidays, and do it all that way. That would be my recommendation. They're quite affordable as well. I don't think the Nokia 1 is more than €149, but it's a great phone.
Okay, so someone writing in to ask, do you have any information on the delays around Dublin Airport at the moment?
So this was huge yesterday. I don't know if you saw, it was both on Facebook and Twitter, people going through passport control, and the queues were massive. So I'm in and out of Dublin Airport all the time, and so I'm very familiar with that route. You get off the plane, walk out the gate, and then up to passport control. The images, I think Ed Smith from Today FM was sharing one of them, and the queue was the whole way down. So I was on to the Department of Justice this morning because we were talking about this on the Pat Kenny show, and it's quite interesting. It's not Dublin Airport who are to blame or who are responsible for those delays. It's actually Department of Justice, a part of the Department of Justice that run that. So what they're saying is 90% of people who go through immigration control get through within a matter of minutes, and it's all fine. But there will be instances where you do have these big delays. So 200,000 people went through immigration control at Dublin Airport over the past 4 days. So from Friday through Monday, which is a huge amount of people. They said that it was almost like the perfect storm between scheduled flights, all of which were full, plus some delayed flights. It just led to this big cluster of people going through passport control, which is not ideal. It coincided with the launch of new e-gates at Dublin Airport. So if you've been through the airport in the last little while, you'd have seen these sort of little terminals whereby you can place your passport down. It'll scan your passport. You get through the first gate. It'll scan your eyes, and then you get through the second gate. They haven't been open for such a long time, but new gates at Terminal 1 opened over the weekend, and we'll see them in Terminal 2 hopefully very soon. And that will speed up the process, providing it works and providing they can read all the chips in the passport. So hopefully we're not going to see it over the summer. Obviously we're facing into summer holiday period now, so fingers crossed it doesn't happen. But that's what it was. Just the Department of Justice said it was kind of like the perfect storm.
Okay, so Eileen wants to know, can you recommend the best stores to purchase a Sat-Nav for drivers over 65?
Yeah, Sat-Nav is an interesting one. A few people have been asking this over the last little while, and I suppose it makes sense coming up to summer. I would go somewhere like Halfords, who specialise in in-car equipment and technology, because they will be able to tell you what pairs with your car and advise you as to, you know, your exact needs. So I would go to somewhere like Halfords and just make sure that it does fit into your car, because I've had instances, you know, over Christmases and so on, where people get gifts of one and they realise they're not compatible with the software in their car. So if you go to somewhere like, I live in Leopardstown, which is close to Carrickmines, where there's a Halfords, and I know that people go up there all the time with their cars, and they get the guys to come out and have a look at their car and make sure that it'll fit in, etc. So that would be my recommendation.
Okay, so there's a lady writing here now. She said she was going to go with the Waywe P30 Pro, but obviously changed her mind with all the news that was going on. So she needs your advice on what phone to go instead of. So she really needs a great camera and something with lots of memory and storage.
It's interesting. A lot of people have been saying to me that they're, you know, backing away from the Huawei phones. I have the Huawei P30 Pro. I'm using it as my main device, and I don't see that stopping anytime soon. Again, just this morning I've been onto Huawei looking for an update, and they're saying, you know, nothing is set in stone. We don't know for sure that they're going to be kicked off the Android platform, but they are also working on their own platform, their own operating system, and will have their own app store, etc. So I'm not running a million miles away, but I understand it's a lot of money, and understand and appreciate why people may not want to spend the money on one. The second best phone, in my opinion, is the Samsung Galaxy S10. I have it on my desk here in the office, and I absolutely love it. The battery is incredible. It's incredibly fast. The storage, the RAM, all of that is amazing. The only reason I use the Huawei over the Samsung is for the battery life. That's literally what it comes down to. The battery life in the Huawei phones, both this and the P20 Pro, has outdone Samsung in any review that I've done, and in terms of my day-to-day usage. So if you're going to stick to your guns and move away from Huawei, I would look at the Samsung Galaxy S10.
Okay, and Goiza has a similar question. So she basically, off the back of the same question, is asking the same thing, but also wants to know, how long do you reckon the Huawei issue will take to be resolved?
I mean, so there are a few Huawei issues at play at the moment. The big one is Trump's order relating to Google. We don't know. Like, he could wake up tomorrow and change his mind, or something could happen whereby they roll back. There's no fear, from my understanding, that you're going to wait. Like, say I give you this phone right now. There's no fear that you'll wake up tomorrow and the phone will be unusable. There may be certain features that you can't use, like Google Maps, the Gmail app, and a few things like that. But it's in Google's interest to find a workaround where possible, regardless of Wi-Fi, regardless of Huawei, because Huawei are huge. Like, so many consumers are using Huawei devices, and it's not in Google's interest for all of these people to move off their platform to something else. So, like, I don't know. The whole thing is very unpredictable, but my gut is that, you know, I'm not throwing my Huawei phone out the window just yet. I do think some form of resolution will come. I just cannot and will not predict what that could be, because it's so changeable.
Okay, and the last question is, what are your thoughts on Google Chromecast?
So Google Chromecast is my favourite piece of technology, and it has been for the last 4 or 5 years, possibly even longer. So for those who don't know, it's a €40 device, €39, and it plugs into the back of your telly into the HDMI port. And what that does is allows you to stream everything that you do on your phone onto the telly. And even though I spent the money on a smart TV, I don't use the smart TV functions. I go in through my Chromecast. For example, actually interestingly as well, I've stopped using Netflix. Even though I still have the Netflix app, I'm now using Now TV to watch a lot of my TV. And I can stream everything. So I've got the Now TV app. I just open it on my phone, find my Chromecast and stream it. It happens within seconds. You can do it with YouTube. You can do it with Spotify, your photographs. I swear by them. If you're ever looking for a good techie gift for someone, spend €39 and get them a Chromecast. I would be absolutely lost without mine. I have a TV in my bedroom and a TV in my living room, and I have Chromecasts in both. My dad has one. Like, all of my relations have one because I just farm them out as gifts. I absolutely love them. So even if you have a smart TV and you don't like the interface, because some of the interface on the smart TVs can be quite clunky, absolutely spend the €39 and get a Chromecast. So that is it for this week. If you do have any further questions, you can email techtalk@newstalk.com. And don't forget to listen to Tech Talk podcast first Friday at noon and on air Sunday at 6.